Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. I do hope you all in a great condition and situation, of course. Here, before I start, I want to introduce a bit about myself. My name is Muhammad Nabil Pariangan, and what is interesting from me is that I like almost everything regarding communication, either that public speaking, debating, discussing, even normal conversation with people. I love it so much. And today I want to share something that really interesting, not only interesting but also important for us to know about this. So without any further, guys, let's go to the discussion. So to make it more naturally, firstly I have to tell you that currently I'm studying at Universitas Islam Indonesia, and the major I take is that communication studies. So basically, we are learning about communication between one individual with others. And what is interesting from here is that communication is part of sociology, because yeah, we know sociology is actually discussing about people's interaction, and in communication we are also discussing about interaction between people, but through their communication. So based from those two things, we can know the term of communication sociology, where we know that in based on that communication is affecting sociology in a society, and also sociology itself, the dynamic that happen in the societies is also affecting the way people communicate. So here is where things get interesting. There's a lot of scholars that discussing about this, and one of the most important scholars in the field of sociology that we cannot skip in every discussion is he is an Islamic scholar named Ibn Khaldun, and his statement is that human beings are social by nature. It means that we are created as human naturally as a social being, so we cannot live alone, we cannot live without others. So that is the true meaning of social by nature. And he also introduced one interesting term. It's called asabia, which is means social solidarity. He explains and shows how the communication and unity build civilization. So anything that happened in a society, it's actually are the results of communication and also unity. And if we go to another scholars, we can know, let's say, George Ritzer, maybe, because something that he introduced is actually catchy for me. It's called McDonaldization. You may be wondering, like, why does it called McDonaldization? It's like the McDonald, because we can know today McDonald's is everywhere around the globe, and how fast, how effective it is to be served into the consumers. Because based on George, he said that the concept of McDonaldization is explain how our modern society today is being standardized, is being more effective, is and how the communication that happen in our society is shaped by the global pattern as how the McDonald itself. And if we refer to another interesting scholars, let's say we have Berger and Luckman, of course, because his theory of social construction of reality is very, very interesting. Because based on that, we can understand a lot of things that happen in our social reality. It's about understanding of truth and meaning is depend on how people communicate and agree in society. So if I could give you an example, I've watched a video, interesting video that explain about this concept. Now we can see it. What I can explain it through a question. Now I want to ask you all, what is actually the meaning of beauty? Who decide the standards of beauty? That is a very simple question. What is beauty? Who decided that? But when we actually think deeply about this, there is where we are going to find that actually the reality of social around us is constructed by communication and people agreement in society. Because if we talk about beauty, it's actually constructed by the society itself. We can see it maybe on social media, like in TikTok or maybe Instagram. There's a lot of people that describe what beauty is. As an example, like many people say beauty is white, or beauty is having a long hair, blonde hair, and tall, or maybe a lot of stuff. But actually, the term beauty itself is, let's say, subjective. But because a lot of people agree on this subjectivities as an objective thing, and it's absorbed by many individuals, it become a social reality. So basically, anything can be constructed in the reality of social. As an example, another example is that of becoming a cool person. Becoming a cool person is actually also constructed by the social, like bad boys and all of those stuff. All of them is actually constructed. As an example, maybe like one of the most simple example is that the traffic light, the red, yellow, and green. Why does people like when it turn into green, then all people go, and when it turn to red, all people stop? Why don't it just be like blue means go, and like purple means stop? It is because it already constructed by social. So almost everything that happened in the society socially, the reality itself is constructed by communication and people's agreement in the society. So if I could give another example on that video, it explains how um how to say, like, people, capitalist people, use this theory to get benefits from it. Like they divine the social status, like becoming cool in social is having this, and the this is their product. And if you want to be cool, you have to buy this, and the this is their product. That is how they play in the social. So they actually constructing something in the reality so that they can have the benefits from it. So that's why, my beloved, everyone who are watching this, that's why if we speak about reality, social reality, it is very important for us to aware of something, of everything that happened around us. So that's why I say, now I'm not that really, how to say, really care about others opinion about the social law that happens around me. I'm stick into my principle because I'm aware of this. So that's why, my beloved whoever watching this, um, we have to be aware, and that's also meaning that important for us to learn about sociology of communication, so that we can understand, not only understanding the things that happen around us in our daily lives, but also to be aware, to be critical on everything that happen in our social reality. So that's it, guys. I do hope this short video can be beneficial for whoever is watching it. I do really hope that everyone can be aware of the importance of understanding these things, so that everyone can live critically and aware of everything around them. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.